This is not enough coffee. It's like half a cup of coffee. It's not enough. Kind of tastes really gross. Good morning. Oh my hair just doesn't want to work today. Oh my Lanta. I've been kind of going through a breakup, and I don't know if you can tell on my face, but it's really puffy. I think I've been pretty not totally truthful in what I was going through with myself. Mostly, I feel like I'm always like, oh yeah, this year is gonna be a new year, all of your mental health struggles are gonna go away. But truthfully, I think part of it was because I was going through a breakup that I'm just not really good at handling, and I've been trying to find new ways to cope. It's still like such a struggle. Yeah, there's only like so much I can really say. I know that I'm an introvert. They always say that if you're introverted, you should be like, surrounding yourself with people. And that's like literally the last thing I want to do. Like I want to isolate, but I think I should just be outside. I do honestly think going through a breakup in Florida of all places is not that bad because you do have the beach. So I'm going to go to the beach, maybe do some other stuff that brings me joy. Like I might go to a used bookstore and try to distract myself there. Yeah, literally everything hurts. I literally feel like I'm dying. Yeah, like last night was rough. It sucks because I know that healing is not linear when it comes to breakups, but I'm just so annoyed that I'll have weeks and days where I feel like I'm really good. Everything's on track. I'm going to the gym. I feel better. I'm eating. And then there's some days or some weeks where I'm not eating. My room's a mess. Everything feels like it's crumbling down and it feels like I can't get through it. Even me going through a breakup, to me, I still think is kind of romantic in some kind of crazy delusional way. I think all types of love is still kind of beautiful to endure in life. Heartbreak and a lot of icky feelings are kind of inevitable, and you do come out stronger at the end. Even unrequited love, the yearning is still so romantic, even though it's so painful. I don't like going through it, and I hate heartbreak, and I'm so not good at it. When it hurts, and right now everything hurts. I should probably start cleaning my room and getting ready to go to the beach.
Todo iluminado por el sol, una ventana de ilusión, niños jugando y las flores brotando, y en ese instante parece todo volver al antes, todo iluminado por el sol. Una ventana de ilusión, miedo y llanto, una niña buscando entre gritos y espanto, una madre esperando.
Sophie. Kind of sucks because my freaking battery died, which was awesome. Wait. I did go to the used bookstore and see if I could find some books that I wanted to read. I feel like I've been having a really weird relationship with reading. I've been saying that pretty often. I don't know what it is, but even my favorite authors, I just can't get through a book, it's just weird. I don't know. I am not too worried about that. I just think that I need to just not be on my phone, and I think doom scrolling is definitely not helping, and my attention span has gone to crap. But I did come across a few books that I'm excited about. I picked up The Shining by Stephen King. Obviously, it's like a very classic horror novel that I'm very excited to read. I think you guys all know like what The Shining is about, but just in case, I'm going to read like the actual description of the book. The Shining follows the Torrance family as they move into the Overlook Hotel for the winter. Jack Torrance, a recovering alcoholic and aspiring writer, is hired as a caretaker, hoping to use the isolation to write a play. However, the Overlook has a violent past and evil forces that begin to unravel Jack's sanity and threaten the family's souls. Honestly, I don't know why I picked this book up. I think, okay, my reasoning for it was obviously Stephen King is like one of the best horror and thriller writers, so I think I will definitely be entertained. Why did I choose a horror novel? Because I need something that like gets me out of this funk, and I need something that makes me feel something, and I think I'd rather be terrified of this novel rather than terrified of what's going on in my life right now, because breakups are no fun and nothing can be that terrifying as what I'm going through right now. So this, I hope, spooks me so bad that I'm like, I forget about what's going on. Maybe I'm not approaching this in the best way, but I'm just trying everything, and I'm gonna try it out with this book. I think it'll be a good read. Maybe I'm just being a little bit dramatic, but I'm excited to check this one out. This is F. Scott Fitzgerald's Tender is the Night, which I'm a huge fan. Like, I obviously love The Great Gatsby, but Tender is the Night is another classic. I just wanted to feel like I was in this roaring romantic novel, and I definitely think F. Scott Fitzgerald captures the vibe of like what I want to immerse myself in. So if you guys haven't heard of this novel, it's another classic, but here is the description. Tender is the Night is the fourth and final novel of F. Scott Fitzgerald, set in the French Riviera during the twilight of the Jazz Age. The 1934 novel chronicles the rise and fall of Dick Diver, a promising young psychiatrist, and his wife Nicole, who is one of his patients. The story mirrors events in the lives of the author and his wife, Zelda Fitzgerald, as Dick starts his descent into alcoholism and Nicole struggles with mental illness. This book obviously is a little bit based on his personal life. That will be very interesting, but I just think the setting and the plot is very cool and something that I wanted to read into. Like, I love the settings of all of F. Scott Fitzgerald's stories. This was something that I just was like, okay, I need something a little bit fun and spicy. So hopefully this will be a good read. This, for some reason, was a little bit of like a random find. I just was kind of like browsing through everything, and again, I didn't really have anything in mind. Honestly, when I first walked into the bookstore, I was looking at all the classics and I really wanted to find Crime and Punishment, but they didn't have that one specifically, so I was like, okay, let's just take it down a notch and like let's ease into it. I found this. The storyline just seems so endearing and romantic. This couple come from different socioeconomic backgrounds. He comes from the slums in Brazil and he's black, and she's white and she comes from an upper class background, and essentially their families don't really agree with them being together, so they decide to flee. And this story kind of spans across decades of their relationship, and I just thought that was such a romantic story of them just like fighting for each other. It's kind of very similar to how my grandma's parents met. He was darker skinned and came from a lower class background, and my grandma described her mother as being like this beautiful Snow White with green eyes, dark hair, light complexion, and came from an upper class background as well. They still fought for each other's love, and apparently my great-grandfather was just so in love with my great-grandmother. They ended up having a really beautiful life where they really loved each other. Stories like that are, to me, they just pull me in, and I think they're so captivating, and I love. I'm curious to see how this one pans out, but I just wanted a romantic novel. Okay, I think starting off with books and going to the bookstore was definitely a good call. I definitely feel a lot better, but I think it's just important to obviously take one day at a time when it comes to dealing with grief and like heartbreak and stuff. And I think it's time to get out there more and have fun and enjoy life and celebrate life. All that is to say is that I was able to get through some really, really painful breakups in my life in the past that I thought I would never get over, and I was fine. Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.